Good morning, friends. So I did something last night while I was bored. I took one of my empty containers that did not have any dividers. I found one divider that I could take out of the other containers, and I made my own dividers. Look at these. And how I did it was those square ice cream buckets. I simply cut the clear parts out. There's a section on the corners of the sides. They're not actually square. They have like an odd side. I cut, held this up, cut, shapes out of them. I cut the pieces out and then, so I was working with just small pieces. And I made a whole mess of these. I filled this one up so that I have all the little dividers. I'm going to put these extra ones right in a drawer here so I have them along with the original. And we are going to start this video by putting these beads away because it is driving me bonkers. I can't handle this. So we're going to start. I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to put my Coriana chain away, these little guys away with the chain, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these in there with the chain and these. And then I think these findings, because they're so tiny, are going to go separate. I am not opening these. I'm just going to put them in there. Just like so. And then we are going to probably go ahead and put these in here also. He's not wanting to lay very good, but he'll get there. We're going to put those right there along with that and that. And we're going to start by putting the leaf petals in a section. We're going to put that in there with that. And now let's go ahead and get the rest of these put in there. This is probably going to take 2. So we'll just go ahead and get that started. Because these are an 8mm bead and it's a 15-inch strand. Get them in there. Becky is amazing. When I saw her do this, at first I was like, why is she doing that? And then I just realized that is amazing because she can see the beads. If they're still in their bags or just stuffed in a drawer somewhere, if I don't see them, they don't exist. That's kind of how it works with me. So to have them where I can see them and do something with them is amazing. So these will be perfectly fine the way they are. These guys are beautiful. Try to get that off that bead before I put it away. I still don't know what I'm going to make. I have an event tomorrow. It's free to set up. It's kind of what they call a junk in the trunk. So I only have the space at the end of my car. So I basically am going to be taking, I don't know. Yeah, they'll fit in one tray. I'm basically taking my 4-foot table, a square table. I'll probably take 2 of my square tables just in case I can use them, and a chair, my towel rack, and my regular displays, and then however I can set up, I will set up whatever, you know, it depends on what I can fit out. Everything will be pretty much crammed, but you know what? It's free. A lot of people go to it. It's right in a town square, so I'm looking forward to that. These are lovely. I'm going to kind of wad them up and see if they'll fit. Oh, I'm pretty sure they'll fit. Why did I just lose power? That was unique. Huh. And it's not hot out today. As you can tell, I don't have my AC running. It's not really needed. If I really wanted to, I could, you know, open my door and let in cool air, but, you know, it'll be all right. I just flung a bead. I'll have to go get him later. These are amazing. I may be using these in my project today. We'll see. It's not coming off. I'm not going to fiddle. We'll just clip it. I knew that was going to happen. Here's one of them that flung. One of them went over by my bag over here, so I'll have to go get it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It is a first come, first serve. They start blocking the street off, and they don't want you there to set up, to start setting up until 7, so you have an hour to set up it. I think I'm just going to put him in there. I don't like to let loose the little tinies. Otherwise, they will be everywhere. I can kind of stretch some of these out a little bit. Get that out of there. All right. Let's get this Coriana chain away from that. That would be more sensible. And then let's get these open. I hate the wire. The wire pokes me every time. I hear so many people complain about these little bicones and the little bitty beads. If you're complaining, it's because you don't know how to use them. Guys, you need to open yourself up and just use them. And I couldn't believe how many people complained about this box. They said they hated it. One lady said, I hate everything about this box. I don't think I'm going to use it. And I'm like, what? How can you hate this box? I mean, maybe she's not a bright colored person. I'm going to assume that that is the case. I don't know. I can put that in there because I didn't need it. Okay, guys, let's create. I'm thinking of making a floating necklace, and I want to use him because I talked to you about these tinies, like this tiny pendant. And we have heifer hair. Sorry, guys. Get him back in there. You know what? Maybe we will do... Still keep it minimal, but I want to add a little bit of that pink back in there. Or do I want to use chunks? No, not the right color. Maybe we'll grab a lighter color pink. Because there are some pretty light colored pinks in here. Oh yeah, let's do that. And then we'll do, maybe we'll spread white, that, and then do one more just plain white. Keep it very minimalist. And you know what? I want one of these. I'm going to need these. And I'm going to need 2 of these. And we're going to use the lobster. And we're going to use one of these tiny veils. And I think I'm going to use my gold colored wire today. So I'll show you this very minimalist style that we're going to work with. I really like this. I may change what I'm doing. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. I really like that better than using those. So yeah, we're going to ditch this idea completely and go with these. All right, you're going to see what I'm doing. If you can't see it, I'm sorry, but you will hear in a second. To close this up. All right, so here's my idea. We're going to use some of these cute little beads. We're going to use one of these to attach this, and I'll need a jump ring, if I can get it to hold still. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we need to put one away because I grabbed out 2 and then grab the 3rd one. Oh wait, you know what? Oh. Let me grab another one of those. I'd be kind of afraid that that would cut my wire though. Let's not do that. And I am horrible at wire guardians. Y'all have seen that video. I'm horrible at them, so I need to just sit down and practice. We're going to use this, these. I have a spacer bead that I want to get this put away. He's so tiny. All right. We are not using Coriana chain because I guess we could. We could. Let's go ahead and use the Coriana chain. Let's get that up here. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I need some 4 millimeters. We're going to need some of those. We need a good clasp. So we need 4 millimeters to go here, here, here. And we have a clasp there. So I think we're good. Let's get this together. So actually, using Coriana chain, we don't need these. We're going to use this entire length. I'm going to make this 20 inches. So let me measure 20 inches. So actually we're going to make it 19 because this and this is probably going to be close to 1 inch. So I'm going to cut off Actually, yeah, I do need these at the end. So we're going to cut off 18.5 inches. I'm kind of stuck. Wrapped around everything, guys. I was working inside Allen's last night doing some projects. I made a whole mess of, what do I want to call them? I know I had my wire cutters. What did I just do with them? I had made a whole mess of the magnetic bracelets. So I have like, I believe like 5 or 6 or 7. I don't remember. I have a bunch. So I kept myself busy. I would put on a YouTube video, watch it while I worked. It was very calming, very relaxing. Okay, we have everything out. We've got these tiny little 2x1 crimp beads. We're going to use those. And we're going to start by putting our little pendant on our, and this is magnetized. I was working with magnetic beads last night, so both of these are now magnetized. It's just how it is. And I love how these are so dainty, because when you're working with small pieces like this, it's nice to have the smaller bales. There we go. And this one doesn't matter which way he goes. So, and this necklace can be worn front or back. So we're simply going to put him on and I'm going to simply put all these beads right on. Hopefully they all fit. There's that one. There's that one. Yeah, that should be able to be held by that crimp bead. Sometimes if your beads have too big of a hole, you're going to need a seed bead or something. I thought that little shiny spot was the hole. And we're going to put these on this side. I realized I was probably off screen there. Trying to find the little holes in these beads. They're hard to see. I love working with Coriana chain because there's no having to, you know, fiddle around. There we go. Now I could just string it like that, but that's not what we're going to do. I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to bring these to the center. I am going to clip these ends so I don't have to keep trying to find it. All right, now I'm going to push these out of my way. Get all these out of my way also. And these first beads, I want them kind of close to the middle. Oh, you know what I did not do? I did not add my, silly me, I did not add my crimp beads. So let's do this all over again. Don't forget to add your crimp beads. Okay, after all that struggle, you're going to want to add a crimp bead before and after each of those beads. So, come on, little dude. Don't forget your crimp beads. There's that. And I don't think you need one unless you just don't want it to go up. I'm not worried about it going up. I just don't want these to come down too far. So I'm adding just one crimp bead below so that it doesn't go down farther than I want it to, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. Crimp bead. These are absolutely gorgeous. Come on, little dude, hold still. I'm chasing him across the mat. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I was all ready to go. And I was like, I forgot my crimp beads. Now we're ready to go. I have a crimp bead on underneath each bead. Now let's make them even. So you get to see all the fails, which you see a lot of those on my channel. It's what it is. I'm going to clip off this so that it stays even. I'm going to pull these two out of my way because I'm not working with them. And I'm going to pull this up. I don't want it too far away from my center bead. I'm going to pull this so that I know it's in the middle. I want him to be right about, I'm not worried about him. I want to center those two. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to make sure that this is where I want it to be. I'm going to crimp and mash him down. He's in place. I'm going to again make sure this is all centered. I'm going to kind of bring this down farther. So I don't have to chase quite so far to find the center. Because I do still want to keep this guy in the middle. They look kind of like they're across from each other. So I'm going to reach over and I'm just going to mash him in place. Bring my bead down and it's holding, and they look even. So my next one, how far away do I want it? I don't want it too far away. So let's go right about there. I like the way this one is setting. So let's get that crimp bead up there and mash it. Let's bring them down a little closer for you guys so that you can see where I've mashed that one. Bring him back down to where he belongs, and let's get this one down so that he matches his mate. And let's grab that crimp bead and mesh. And let's check them both. They have stayed and they all look even. Now let's get them out of my way. I kind of like where those two are riding, but I do want to move this up just a hair because it's kind of causing my chain to lift up. Okay, the next two. Yeah, I don't have my chain laying perfectly square. There we go. I like kind of where that bead is. I'm going to squish. You can, if you want, measure. And squish. So there we have this necklace. Get that bead down. And I may go ahead and put a bead on top of these last two just so that they don't float up. You know, I want to kind of keep them down on the chain where they belong. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Get some more of these out. I think I need just one more. Or at least so they don't float up all the way to the top of the necklace. But it would look strange to have that bead just there. You know what I mean? So I'm going to just pull it down and mash at the top of that bead to hold him in place. He's there, and do the same over here. Easier to lay it down and kind of like threading a needle. And he's there. Awesome. Now let's get that all laid out. I like that. I like that very much. Very, very, very much. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to crimp on this Coriana chain. It's very simple. You want to go through the bottom of your clamshell with your Coriana chain, out through the mouth. Of course, remember to let go of your Coriana chain when you get it through there. There we go. Get a hold of it and then pull. I'm going to get both ends ready. It's very, very simple because if you're working with Coriana chain, you're just simply mashing down on the end. It's not like where you're crimping over or something like that and you have to worry about, you know, how long something is because you have this even. So we're going to put our crimp bead on and I'm going to grab a hold of that crimp bead. Now with Coriana chain, you want to be really careful. You want to hold it flat, the direction you're going to be crimping, but you don't want it too close to the end of the chain or all you're going to do is crimp off the very end of that chain. And then you just want to mash down that crimp bead. just like so. We're going to pull. Then we're going to give it a tug test again. You want to make sure that your crimp or your clamshell is going the same direction as your crimp bead. We're going to close it. We'll close it with our fingers. And then you want to take your pliers and gently close the fat part of your crimp bead, and then come up to the loop part, and you're going to mash that down good. Some mash down together really easily. Some you have to kind of, work it and get it to go evenly. And some are just stubborn and don't want to actually go perfectly even. And believe it or not, the best clamshells I've gotten, you've seen them in my other videos. Yeah, I could not believe how wonderful they are. But, okay, so again, make sure your Coriana chain is laying flat, the direction you're going to mash. Put your pliers on your crimp bead, bring it up towards the end, and mash your crimp bead. Make sure it's mashed down tight. Bring your clamshell up, tug test, flatten. Give it just a touch of a squeeze and then flatten out. And you see that one was perfect. All right, we have a rogue one. Now it's just simply adding this on. So we have a jump ring. It does open. We're going to utilize that jump ring. And I grab my flat nose and my bent chain nose. We're just going to open. We're going to put this on. And then we're going to twist it back shut. Listen for that to grind. Give it just a mash. Make sure it's shut all the way. Nothing's going to come through that. That is done. And then I am going to just simply use a large jump ring. I shouldn't need the small ones for this. We're going to twist it open towards us. We're going to add our clamshell hoops, and we're going to close this just like that. And voila, we have made a very simplistic floating necklace, and I absolutely love how this turned out. So there you go, guys. How easy was that? This is beautiful, absolutely stunning, and it's very easy to make, very quick to make, takes minimum amount of tools, and using all of the Bargain Bead Box products. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Love you all, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below. Bye, everybody.